What is up, guys? BeeJayDeL back with a new video, and I'm joined by Wes Allen, the head of marketing and branding for my new company, ProDraw. Wes, why don't you tell the viewers what we're doing here today?
Yeah, sure. You guys don't know me. Nice to meet you. ProDraw is your vision come to life, and I thought this would be a great way to not only introduce myself, but introduce your new company, the product, and let people know about all of the time and energy you've put into this over the last couple of years to get this launched.
It's been a lot.
It has. So we thought this would be a really cool way to introduce it, and we've put together some questions that are going to explain what ProDraw is and what ProDraw's products will mean to you, the artist.
All right, so that's coming up in today's video. Keep watching. Introducing the new ProDraw Grip for Apple Pencil. Made for artists by artists to give you more comfort and better control while you create. Compatible with both Gen 1 and Gen 2 Apple Pencils. The ProDraw Grip was designed with form and functionality in mind. The grip wraps firmly and securely around your pencil without slipping, but can be easily removed and reattached when needed. The front finger scoop allows for use of Gen 2 Apple Pencil's double tap, so you'll get the comfort and benefits of a grip without losing access to the features of your stylus. The grip also features a split back design, which allows for wireless charging of the Gen 2 version of the Apple Pencil. Gently squeeze open the back of the grip and twist the pencil so that the flat side lines up with the opening, and then attach the pencil with the grip to your iPad. The grip even works with cases that have an open edge design like Apple's Magic Keyboard shown here. Made of a durable cushioned silicone, the ProDraw Grip extends nearly the whole length of the Apple Pencil, giving a more natural and balanced drawing experience than other smaller grips on the market. Its ergonomic design also allows for multiple ways to hold based on your style and needs. If you prefer an even larger solution, you can flip the entire grip upside down for a super wide fit. The ProDraw Grip. Ergonomic, comfortable, better control. Visit ProDraw.com to buy yours today.
So I think the best way to get this started is let's tell your origin story. How did all this begin? How does ProDraw begin?
So the idea for ProDraw pretty much started March of 2021. Just coming off of the COVID lockdown. I probably drew more during COVID than any time in my life. So
I'm sure.
Like 12, 14, 16-hour days. And
Yeah.
those add up. So I started having a pretty bad case of carpal tunnel in my drawing hand. So I hopped on Amazon, got some grips off of there, ordered just a ton of different grips to kind of help with that. It's kind of well known in the art community that, you know, the bigger grip that you have on whatever you're using is going to help you with problems like that. So
Sure.
got on there, ordered a bunch, and honestly, they were all garbage. I hated them all. So a few different problems. Number one, none of them were big enough to actually experience the benefits of a grip. So that was problem one. Problem two was every single grip wasn't designed with the Apple Pencil in mind. So you have ones that either weren't big enough and they would slip off, or the ones that would stay on when you're using them, they're super hard to get off. And you had to take them off because with the Apple Pencil Gen 2, you've got to snap that onto the iPad to charge it. So here you are using this that's supposed to help you out, and you're having to jump through extra hoops just to be able to use the thing. So it's supposed to, number one, you know, kind of give you a solution to a problem, which was providing a bigger grip. But at the same time, it's causing more problems.
Yeah.
While trying to solve one, you've got these other ones. Okay, now I've got to get this thing off to charge. It's supposed to give you benefits, but that's the other thing too. The Apple Gen 2 pencil, you've got the double tap feature on there. Couldn't use that while the grip was on. So you're supposed to get benefits. You're losing benefits of your product, which is not the right answer. So I was back to square one. I didn't have anything to use. Still had the carpal tunnel issue. So I thought, you know, instead of trying all these different products, which obviously aren't made by artists, they're made by these companies just looking at the bottom line, trying to push something out and make people think that this is the thing that you need. Decided, what if I go ahead and make and design products from the ground up with the artist in mind? And that's pretty much where ProDraw started.
Okay, so you've got this idea. You realize, like, there's this product out here. It's not good. It's clearly not designed with the artist in mind.
Right.
So you start the process on your own of R&D, basically, on something that's going to help enhance the artist experience. Walk us through that process of the idea that's in your head to now the actual product that's going out to market that people are going to be able to use. How did kind of give us the steps of how you got there?
Well, what's crazy is, number one, just to kind of give full disclosure on, I've never done anything with manufacturing before.
Yeah.
This is jumping in blind, so it was a complete learning experience. But like I said, back in March 2021 was when it started. And in addition to drawing, I also like to sculpt. So that's where I jumped off at. I basically just made some rough sculpts out of Super Sculpey clay. And then just by dumb luck, found a prototyping company in town, which is like a mile away from my house. They had just opened up. So went up there, met with them, and worked with them to kind of get the design fleshed out from, the physical Super Sculpey clay design over into AutoCAD. So we worked on that, got an initial kind of one that I was happy with. They 3D printed it and went back and made tweaks to it. Printed another version, went back and made tweaks, printed another, and this went on. I think we landed on the 6th version. Was the final version we went with. So, of course, this went on for a ton of time, and it was, I guess, kind of goes to show where I was headspace-wise, is I just didn't want to make something and say, okay, that looks good, and just go with the first thing. I really wanted to kind of spend time on that research and development process. I wanted to spend time using the 3D printed one before I decided, okay, this is the one I want to go with. It was, okay, this could be better here. We could change this. The thickness could be better, or, the finger scoop could be better. Right. So then we landed on the 6th and final one. And then, of course, we had to go into the whole manufacturing side of things, which was an absolute nightmare. With COVID, I mean, the supply chain was insane. Prices were through the roof. So it took a lot of time just to actually lock in a manufacturer that we were happy with. Right. Some places weren't up to the level of quality that I wanted. Some places were just astronomically priced, which was definitely an eye-opening kind of scenario to see, not being in that manufacturing world, as far as how much this stuff actually costs. So once we were happy and found a manufacturer, then it was working on the silicone grades. There's all different kinds of silicone, so getting samples sent of the different grades and then deciding on one of those. And then we had to go back and change the inner diameter of the grip, because when you go from 3D printing to injection molding, things are just a little bit off. So the grip wasn't as snug as I wanted it, so that was another issue. And then, of course, past that, we had the packaging that we had to set up. That was from a different company. So we had to set up packaging with a different manufacturer and go through the trial and error of packaging. And then, of course, all the legal things that come with starting a new business. So finding a lawyer that I was happy with, setting up meetings with them to get everything worked out with trademarks and patents.
A lawyer that can handle this sort of thing.
Yes, exactly. You can't just go to any lawyer in the phone book. So finding an IP lawyer that deals with trademarks and patents, we had to set all that up. And then, of course, once we actually got everything in, since the grips and the packaging came from 2 different places, we then had to sit and package all of it ourselves. So it's been a long journey, but it's really cool to have it all done, like I said, with no experience in this, and going from just an idea that was a pipe dream in my head to actually being able to physically hold something with retail packaging is just really, really awesome.
And I think you can't stress this enough. If you've never been in the manufacturing space, you would never know how crucial all of those elements are to give a product to a consumer that both meets their standards, is of value to them, and covers all of those bases in between. Quite a process, man. So knowing all of those steps you had to go through, from the initial idea and concept through the R&D to making something that fits the standards you want, but also it has to have a price point that is reasonable and something that would draw an artist in. All of these steps to get there, it's clear that ProDraw, this idea was important to you. Why was creating this such an important thing to you?
So looking at these drawing accessories, I really think that they should exist either A, to solve a problem, or B, to give the artist some type of benefit. And that's what I wasn't seeing from other accessories out there on the market. So with myself being an artist, it puts me in a pretty unique position to be able to actually deliver quality products with the artist in mind. I can make the products through the lens of our customer, the artist, being an artist myself. And I think, too, it's really going to establish us as a company that's known for products that just work for artists.
Yes.
You don't have to wonder, is this something I'm going to have to buy and hate and throw in the trash? You're going to know that there's a lot of time that went into making this. There's a lot of thought behind it. And it's going to be something that, A, is either going to be beneficial to your art creation process,
Sure.
or it's going to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And that's what ProDraw is going to be.
As any tool should.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, no matter what the tool is, it has to supplement your work for you.
Yep.
And I think with the creation of this product, this is going to solve a major issue that a lot of artists are running into, especially like you said, you were doing 14 to 16-hour days.
Right.
You want something that's going to make that day a lot smoother and easier for you, and I think this is it.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect way to segue into the next question. ProDraw is created by artists for artists.
Right.
Which, cool sounding statement, slogan, right? But what does that mean? What does that entail?
So as my YouTube channel started to grow, one thing that I could count on daily was my inbox just being bombarded by all these different companies selling digital art supplies.
Of course.
Looking for sponsored videos.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, a lot of those products, the majority of them, is something that I would never even use. Just looking at the products, looking at the email, doing the research, it's not designed well. It's not designed with the artist in mind.
Yeah.
It became very apparent the more and more of these emails that I got. These are companies not run by artists. These are companies that really aren't thinking about the artist or the creative process of the artist. So it's basically just, once again, just to throw something out there and tell artists, hey, you need this.
Yeah.
And that's what they have to do then, is get a hold of other YouTubers and other social media influencers saying, hey, use this in your videos and we'll pay you to get the word out. So that's the different step that I took, is looking at this, like I said, through the eyes of an artist. Everything that I have so far and planned in the future for ProDraw basically revolves around, would I use this? It's made because I need it for my creative process. I feel that other artists could benefit from it in their creative process. And we're going to be, like I said, that company that you can really depend on, knowing, hey, this is made for the artist. This is created by the artist, for the artist. It's not some company out there that's just throwing money at YouTubers to get the product in front of people. This is something that's a lot different.
Yeah. So you said something in there that I think is something we really want to hit on. And not only is it exciting for ProDraw as a company, but it will be exciting for you guys as the consumer. There's other products in development, because you're finding tools that you know that you needed, that you feel pretty confidently that other artists can use as well. So what does the future hold for ProDraw?
So right now, the initial launch is the ProDraw Grip. But you're right, we do have other products that are in the pipeline.
Yeah.
They're in different phases right now. So we have some that are in the final prototyping stages. We have some that are in the just initial development phases. But the idea of launching those really decides and depends on the success of this initial launch with the Grip.
Of course,
So the way I started this, a little bit different than I know most people start out with something like this. Usually it's going the Kickstarter route and convincing people to back your product. And then that's when you actually have to start the manufacturing and can cause delays and everything else. So I didn't want to do that. Also didn't want to look for investors and have to try to pitch that. I just wanted to keep this all to ourselves and just kind of take the reins. However, that means this is entirely self-invested and self-funded, which is a little bit scary because once
it's again, a leap.
The manufacturing side of this is not a cheap idea to just decide, hey, we're going to go ahead and start this. So, like I said, that's a little scary. So the rest of the line from ProDraw is really going to depend on the success of this grip. But I believe in the company. That's why I started it. I believe in the products, and I really want to develop and just deliver the highest quality drawing accessories to artists, giving them something that I know they're going to use and love. That's kind of the mission statement of ProDraw. Yeah,
created for artists by artists is not just a slogan. It is the literal ideology of what ProDraw is.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think the best way to close this out, because we've gone over a lot of information in regards to ProDraw, but the thing that everybody watching this is really going to want to know, when will the product be available?
So the product is available starting today. So if you're watching this video, it's available right now. If you go to prodraw.com, that's pro-draw.com, you can purchase the ProDraw Grip. Right now, I just want to make everybody aware, we're only shipping to the United States right now. We're in kind of some negotiations for overseas distribution, but with the way that customs and tariffs and taxes are, we need to have stuff set up in place to save our customers the most money. I know you guys can get hit with surprises overseas on stuff like that, so we're looking at developing some localized distribution for different areas outside of the U.S., so U.S. only right now. But if you go to ProDraw.com, you can buy it today. Also, if you use the code BeeJayDeL, you can save 10% on your first order.
That's great.
So just enter that code in checkout. But yeah, it's ProDraw.com, and it's available today.
Awesome. Hey, man, thank you. And I'm sure you guys are all excited. So let's get this thing started.
All right, and that's it for us today. I want to give a special thanks for Wes, the head of marketing. And, of course, I'm BeeJayDeL. That's it for us. And until next time, as always, keep creating.